How's it going, YouTube? Liam from Leeds Australia here, and welcome to Let's Play Mario Kart World. Along with the release of the Switch 2, we also get the release of Mario Kart World, the latest game in the Mario Kart series. And it is definitely, by far, the biggest Mario Kart game in the entire series, because we're not just dealing with new type of courses as well as recreated courses like Mario Kart has been doing for the last few games, but we're basically playing in an interconnected world. So what I mean by that is, going by its name of course, this entire world, this entire map that we see right here is basically the game that we're basically playing all on this game. We of course have the normal standard courses that we get to play on, but one of the cool things that Mario Kart World does is that everything is connected up, meaning that when we finish one particular race, say for example, if we start from Peach's Stadium, we can end up driving all the way to the next course that is connected up, whether that be Moving Meadows, whether that be Toad's Factory, whether that be Choco Mountain, or Cheep Cheep Falls, or Dandelion Depths. Like, with so many courses that is available in the game, the choices and just the possibilities is endless. Now, for this video, we're going to be checking out the online multiplayer portion and give you an idea of how all of that practically goes. But one of the cool things that the game does is, because we are basically driving on an open world, in this case the menu is doing that, but we can actually play on the free roam open world game, or open world map I should say. So we're basically driving on standard roads here. And I'll talk about the costume change in a minute. But we're basically driving on basically the non-kart roads, or the non-court... I'm trying to think of the right word for it. But the normal course roads we're not driving on. We're basically driving on an actual street road. Or just a highway or a freeway road by any means. But if we continue driving on, you will soon see that, and this is kind of leading into, we're now in Dandelion Depths, or in the area of Dandelion Depths, but when we basically drive around from one course to another, this is basically where it will lead. It will basically connect us up from one road of the course to another, which is where we are right now. So this is now on the actual race course for Dandelion Depths, and it is such a fascinating concept and an interesting idea. And what's even cool about this particular idea, or this sort of free roam of driving choice, is that the other cool thing, of course, is that it introduces a brand new mode into Mario Kart, which is something that we have not really seen before in the series up until today. And we'll look into that in just a moment. But the other cool thing about doing free roam is that there are, of course, numerous challenges and little mini games that you get to play depending on whereabouts you are. So if you see these P buttons around, they activate a certain challenge for you to complete. And you, of course, can complete these challenges and you're awarded with stickers along with other few little secrets if you complete a decent amount of challenges, which I have not done yet. And the other thing, of course, is that if you're driving around, or if you're flying, or doing other little things here and there, certain milestones you're awarded with stickers, which I'll quickly show you that. But there is so much stuff that you can do in free roam. And let's see. So, as you can see, I have unlocked a decent amount of stickers. What page am I up to now? I'm up to page 7, aren't I? Yeah, so I'm up to page 7, or nearly filled up page 7 of stickers. But you basically get to have a lot of different stickers that you can choose from to then be put on your cart, like you would have saw me here. So I have a star sticker, for example, that is on the side of my cart. So by completing challenges, doing milestones, you'll unlock these stickers, as well as a few other little extra bits and pieces here and there. But it is interesting of Nintendo actually taking this sort of free roam approach and sort of this open landscape of Mario Kart compared to how we have known Mario Kart for ages. It is an interesting approach. I'll let people decide what they think of how it works, if they think it works or not. I sort of think that it depending on the mode, of course, it does have its pros and cons, I will say. It does have its pros and cons, but it definitely is more on the positive side than the negative side. And look, it was baby Rosalina. Anyway, so we're going to go into online mode. So once when we load online mode. But before I do that, so the new mode that has been added into Mario Kart is called Knockout Tour. And I won't go into details of what this mode is all about yet. I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 races in, or maybe 3, in normal race mode. And I'll show you what's basically the entire, what sort of change and what is basically new. And how all these interconnected sort of maps and races go. And I'll show you that in due time. Okay, so right now, we are in a lobby, but there's currently a race taking place right now, so we're waiting for the race to be completed. But we basically can get to drive around in free roam until the race is finished, and then we get to choose which map we want to locate to next. But another cool thing, of course, and you would have noticed earlier, is that one of the other cool things that has been added into this game, and is not necessarily new, but for the mainline Mario games, is that if we add or eat foods, we basically get to change costumes. Now, technically the first Mario Kart game to have added costumes into a Mario Kart game is Mario Kart, what's the mobile game again? I tried doing a recording take of this earlier, and I completely forgotten what it was. Anyway, so it is the mobile version of Mario Kart. Again, I can't remember what it is. If it's Mario Kart World Tour or something. Nah, it's not World Tour. I know there's Mario Golf World Tour. No, that's Toadstool Tour. I do have it on my phone. Let me quickly check that for a second. So it was just known as Mario Kart Tour. Now, we're in the course or map selection screen now. But we can still free roam once when we choose a map that we would like to take. Now, I could have gone random, but I accidentally pressed on Wario's Galleon, as that map is. And that one is new, I believe. But it'll be interesting to see what map we will choose. I hope we will choose random, because one of the cool things about random is that, especially if you're playing on a course that you've already played with before, and we're going to Peach's Stadium. Basically, when you choose a random, we basically start from that course, and then once when we completed that race, we then get to choose to go to the next race, and whatever race or course we get to choose, we basically drive on the main roads until we reach that next course, and we're still racing, essentially. But we need to complete this race first. Before we can choose the next course. But as you can see, first off, the game looks pretty darn good at the moment. Because obviously with the extra power that the Switch 2 has, like, don't get me wrong, Mario Kart 8 was a beautiful game, and that was made originally on the Wii U before Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was the Switch re-release. Having the extra power, whoop, and having the extra processing power, which doesn't necessarily mean much, but it still looks pretty incredible. And if we get to see one of the maps, or at least 2 of them, it becomes a lot more, like, it becomes a lot more pretty. I can basically... Whoop. I'll be amazed if I actually get to stay in first here. Grab the coins, grab the coins, grab the coins. Because sometimes coming first, especially in online, is not easy by any means. Because for one, you're playing against actual players and not bots, which is fun by most things. Anyway, so, but one of the cool things is that when we're in free roam, we basically get to drive along with all the other players in the lobby, which is actually pretty cool. So, it's a nice thing to have, really. But, we get to choose the next race in fair bit. Now, one thing that you probably would have noticed when I had, of course, I'm not sure if I had one green shell or if I mostly had red shells, but the one thing that they definitely changed gameplay-wise is that mostly when it comes to some items, you usually have to press left trigger to basically use your items. Let's go to Crown City. Or at least try and go to Crown City, but it can all depend on everyone else's choice, which is... Looks like Wario Galleon's got a good amount of choice here. We are going to Galleon. But it is a good example of what we will get to see. Oh no, we just go straight to Galleon. Okay. Because I know that random basically resets everything to basically racing on the main course to start off with. Okay. Interesting. Now, I'm not sure how many players are currently in this lobby right now, but one of the biggest things that you will notice when you start playing Mario Kart World is that the amount of players or races that you can get in a single race has been increased from 12, I think it was last time, to 24. So double than previously. How rude of you. Hey! They need to go double boom, but ow. Okay, so there is 19 in this lobby at the moment. I can tell because of Luigi being last. But, having 24 players on a course is definitely a huge step up as compared to, what was it? I think it was Mario Kart 8 that had more... Oh, sorry, had the most... Oh, so you can't even destroy the golden mushroom, which is a new... sorry, golden shell, which is a new... Which is a new item in the game. These are one of those kind of games that I get so... Like, it gets so intense to play. Oh, Waluigi sneaking it in. I think he just snuck into fourth, I think. Yeah, he just snuck in. Well played. Honestly, well played. But, like, I have enjoyed my time playing Mario Kart, and especially playing online. And I've done a few streams over on YouTube and Twitch, because I've been streaming, I've been doing multi-streams, let's put it like that. I've been doing multi-streams on YouTube and Twitch, which, of course, links will be in the description to my Twitch account, or Twitch page, in the description, as always. So you would have noticed that little icon that popped up on that Waluigi. So one of the new features that they have added is the option to roll yourself back. Now, that only works for you. It doesn't work for any other player or even any other, like even for the NPCs. Oh, Starview Peak. That's the map I was thinking of when I tried recording this before. There are two particular maps that are so beautiful, which I think is probably with the help of whatever engine they are using here. I don't even know what engine Mario Kart World is using. But this, along with Rainbow Road, really has such a beauty to it. And it's just, it's amazing looking, which we probably might not get it if we're lucky. But I kind of like this as compared to what Mario Kart 8 did before, where we were basically just on a world lobby and not actually just driving around. It's nice just to take the moment to drive around and just relax. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. So we're basically still on the old course, but the idea is that as we drive along, we're actually going to be going from one course, to the next. But we're doing this by traveling on, or at least driving on, so we're basically, if you want to put it like this, it's like we're basically driving off-road to some degree. Well, not completely off-road, but we will basically then be driving on, like, say, the sort of the freeways or the highways later on. But that will lead us into the next course, which is coming up shortly. And again, I feel like it is a bit weird, basically not going to like the standard courses completely when you've completed one race to the next. But I think what's so cool about having something like this is that it makes racing a little bit more interesting. Because you could say that when you're racing on the same course numerous times, not saying that you could choose the same course every finish of an online race, but, you know, so basically just driving on the similar course from time to time, it could seem repetitive. To me, it's a nostalgic feeling, but, ow! For someone who doesn't really play a lot of Mario Kart as much, it could probably seem a little bit repetitive. Ow! Dang it. I wanted to drift this away. Alright, I'll take ninth. Ninth is not too bad. But when you have so many more players, it gets a bit more chaotic. And imagine actually trying to play, like, doing a complete group session with, not just with friends, but have, like, say, a community night session. But you increased the, like, you put the items to, I think there's, like, an insanity mode or something like that. That would be so chaotic. Because of how completely random the items will end up being. It would be just insane. Okay, so we're now going to switch out of race and go into Knockout Tour, because Knockout Tour is a very fun concept, and especially works well with having this interconnected sort of races between one course to another. But essentially what this means is that, well, race will be starting soon. Okay. But the idea, of course, is that the way Knockout Tour works is that depending on the cup that you choose, you basically have, doesn't matter, it's choose randomly. But, so, with the Heart Rally, or the Heart Cup Rally, we basically start from one course, and then we go to all these different courses until we reach the very last course, which would be, in this case, Peach's Stadium. But the idea is that we have to be at 20th to remain in the race. And obviously, as we reach a certain checkpoint, that number, of course, decreases over time until it reaches up to 4, which there, you need to be the 4th, or at least the first. You basically just have to try and go for being first. That's really the main goal for this mode is. Ow! So really the main task here is to continue to try and remain in front as best as you can. Otherwise, you'll get eliminated. Ow! Dang it. Well, at least I didn't get squished while I was electrocuted. I get another golden mushroom! But this is such a cool concept and a cool idea because obviously there has been a few race modes out there that has something similar like this, but we never had anything like this in Mario Kart at all. So to have this mode in Mario Kart is actually a pretty fun idea. So I like it. I absolutely like it a lot. Oh, there's an under and a lower bit. Okay, I didn't know that. Ow! I don't want to be... I was doing well and then I got... it. Oh. And for a video, once when that golden shell basically knocked me over and then getting squished, that was practically it. Oh, the one thing I have not tried out yet, because if this isn't familiar to anyone, especially if they have not played Mario Kart 64, there is of course Balloon Battle and Coin Battle is back. But if you have not seen this map in particular, this is the donut map from Mario Kart 64. And I have not fully tried out Balloon Battle or Coin Battle, both offline and online yet. I'll hopefully do that soon. But when I first saw this layout, I was kind of like, wait a minute, that seems a bit familiar. But I was just like, no, it is familiar. It is absolutely familiar. I just instantly recognized it. All right, let's see if we can do better than the first knockout tour I did, or in the last one. But this, it's such a cool concept, and it's a cool concept because this is definitely a much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you could say this is a bit more of an adrenaline rush mode kind of thing. It definitely puts you more on edge compared to, like, say, normal races, where it can be a bit chaotic at times, but this mode in particular is even more chaotic. Because everyone is trying to remain in a certain... Ow! Is trying to remain in a certain place. And at least trying to remain in the race as long as possible. Like again, it's a very cool concept and a cool idea by every means. Ow! To be fair, I kind of drove into that one. Oh, you son of... Yeah, that golden shell is very, very dangerous if you're not careful. Whoop. Ooh! Thought I was out of that, out of the blast radius of that bomb. But as you can see now, so instead of 20, we need to be above 16. Or at least within 16 and up. And again, that gets lower as we progress through the race. Oh! Good throw. I can't be angry at that. That was a good throw. I can be angry at someone using the boomerang. At least it dropped those dropped those bananas from that Mario. How did you drop? How did you pass that? Actually, that was a probably a wise move because that Yoshi has red shells. that Bowser Jr. is just going all over the place. Alright. So now we need to be above, or at least within 20th place or above. 12th place, excuse me. We are now first, but I don't know how long that was going to last. A couple of new things that they've added is that, so, I can't remember what this is called. But you could basically... Whoop. Wario! Yeah, I forgot what this mode is called, but that, or what this boost trick is called, but by holding down right trigger and just doing this, you can of course gain a speed boost. But it also allows you to of course jump and go on rails, which is one thing that I don't know if I can actually, or will be able to show this next time, or this time. Oh. See, this is the chaotic bit about playing with other players. All this kind of stuff can happen. Ow! Oh, are you kidding me? Damn it! Oh. Hey, that's Knockout Tour for you. That is Knockout Tour with other players. But it is still pretty fun. It is still a fun experience and a fun mode to play. And it is tricky because, like, I don't even remember, like, the highest rank I got in online play for Knockout Tour. But you still can get a lot of fun playing that mode, even if it is pretty chaotic with other players. But obviously, of course, you can play that in single player and, of course, get a taste of what the mode is pretty like. There's also time trials, versus, and then, of course, battle. Again, so balloon battle and coin battle is back. Oh, yeah, I remember this cart. And I've unlocked all the carts now. And I'm not sure if they are going to add in more carts or costumes as the game progresses. The game has had an update recently, but that was more of a patch update rather than just a massive update. So I do hope that they do add in another update to the game and add in not just more carts, but of course, I did talk about this in my live stream, but probably adding in more courses to the game may be a bit tricky, especially if they have this layout, but they could definitely add in more characters and definitely add in more carts and costumes. Like, that is the best thing that they can probably do when it comes to updates. There probably may be ways to add in more courses over time, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that has been Mario Kart World. Again, I've enjoyed my time and still enjoying my time playing this. I've unlocked all the carts. I need to get all the costumes and unlock more characters for everyone in the game, because one thing I have not quite showed off is that, so you of course have the standard characters, which is like Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, I haven't even got all of Yoshi's, all the colored Yoshis yet, which I need to sort out. But you have Peach, Daisy, Bowser, everyone. But what you also have is the numerous Koopa Troopers and all the other random characters. Like, you could basically play as Cow. You could play as the Penguin. You could play as the Snowman. But there is a lot of other characters that you can play, and there's still definitely more characters I need to unlock as time goes on. But it is still pretty cool, like the amount of characters that you can play. And again, because there are 24 races that you can be in a race at the same time, having that option to have more characters involved is pretty cool. And it is possible that they could go on the what was it? So they had Link and a Legend of Zelda race map in Mario Kart 8 before. So they could probably go along that route again and introduce some special guest characters. And they did the same thing with Animal Crossing, actually, now thinking on it. But that's all the time I have for this video. Again, I have had so much fun. If anyone gets the opportunity to try out Mario Kart World, give it a go. Is it a perfect Mario Kart game? That is the question. Obviously, my answer would be no. Like, there are a lot of ideas that I do like about Mario Kart World. A lot of, a few changes and additions that have been pretty cool. It is a pretty, like, having the attempt to basically tackle the idea of having a free roam or an open world sort of aspect to a Mario Kart game and implement it into something like this. It may seem good on paper, but obviously it will depend on other people's preferences. And obviously, of course, for me, I will still play a Mario Kart game because it's still a Mario Kart game anyway, even though that it is slightly different. I can definitely say that the sort of open world aspect really works well with Knockout Tour. Grand Prix itself, I do like the old-fashioned Grand Prix sort of aspect of it, where we're just basically on the same course all the time. But it is still a pretty cool idea from going from one course and then to the next and then to the next throughout the same cup. Like, it is still an interesting concept nonetheless. But everyone has their own thoughts and opinions about it. I do like the free roaming, though. I do like just driving around the world. Of course, trying to look for those challenges, seeing if I can complete challenges and whatnot. There's one challenge I have not completed yet because there are some tricky ones. There are definitely some tricky ones. But if you do have the opportunity to get a Switch 2, and if you haven't gotten the Mario Kart bundle with the Switch 2, then do give this a go if you can. It is fun. It is a Mario Kart game overall. It is a lot of fun. It is definitely intense, especially if you're playing online, but it is still a very fun entry into the series. So, that's all the time I have for this video. If you enjoyed the video, then click the like button, click the subscribe button for more videos heading your way. Until then, this has been Let's Play Mario Kart World. I'm Lee from Lee's Australia. Until next time, lay 'em out.